So PEMF therapy, it's a thing, right? And when we start talking mats, things get really interesting. We're looking at BioBalance and Healthy Line. One's pricey.
It's true. Those articles bring up some really intriguing points. PEMF therapy is having a moment, and not just for athletes anymore.
Right, it's gone mainstream.
Exactly. We're talking pain relief, better sleep, even stress management. People are looking for drug-free options, and PEMF seems to be catching on.
Makes sense. So let's talk price. BioBalance is sitting at a cool $2,450. Healthy Line's TAO 7224, $719 $220 in with a discount. Big difference.
Huge. And that's where it gets tricky. More expensive doesn't always equal better tech, especially with PEMF.
It's like anything else, right? Sometimes you're paying for the name, not necessarily the quality.
Precisely. Think of it like cars. Luxury versus reliable. The Healthy Line, at that price, it's tempting. Plus, it's not just PEMF. It's got these other therapies bundled in.
Right, the multi-therapy thing, the TAO 7224, it's got hot stone therapy, far infrared, even negative ion therapy. Is this legit, or are we just throwing around buzzwords?
Oh, they're legit therapies, each with its own potential benefits. It's more about whether they align with what you're looking for.
So it's about finding what works for you, not just assuming the pricier option is the magic bullet.
Exactly. And speaking of things that... So someone drops a bunch of cash on the BioBalance thinking they're getting the Cadillac of PEMF, and they might be getting a lower dose than the Healthy Line. That's wild.
Right. It really highlights why doing your research is so important. What are your priorities? Higher intensity, or are those extra therapies Healthy Line offers more appealing? That's where customer reviews come in, getting a feel for what people actually experience.
Speaking of which, BioBalance's website, sleek. They definitely nail the whole aesthetic thing. They do. But you're right, with something like this, how well it works matters more than how pretty it looks. Do those reviews mention any design flaws or anything like that?
Good point. And Healthy Line, they've got tons of positive reviews. That's got to mean something, right?
It usually does. Lots of positive feedback can be a really good sign. But always good to be a little skeptical.
Okay, so we've got price, intensity, those extra therapies, what people are saying, the design. What are we missing? What else is there?
The warranty. BioBalance offers 1 year on the mat, 2 on the controller. Healthy Line's TAO 7224. 5 years.
5 years. Okay, that's a statement. Like, they really believe in their product.
Exactly. It says a lot about how much confidence they have in its quality. And don't forget, BioBalance has that restocking fee. Not happy within 30 days. $250 to return it. Ouch.
Hidden cost. Makes you think twice.
It does make you wonder how sure they are that you'll love it. Right. It all comes back to being informed. We've covered so much, but it feels like just the tip of the iceberg.
It's a lot to take in, that's for sure. Any final thoughts before we wrap up this part?
Remember, when it comes to PEMF mats, there's no right answer for everyone. BioBalance, Healthy Line, any brand. The best one's the one that fits you. Your budget, how much intensity you want, what benefits you're after.
It's like finding the right tool. Right, sometimes you splurge, sometimes you go for what just works.
Those extras that make it even better.
Right, like those additional therapies, they sweeten the deal. You know, thinking about this whole comparison, it's got me wondering about the bigger picture. We've been looking at BioBalance and Healthy Line, but what other questions should people be asking when they're shopping for a PEMF mat? What else matters?
Oh, that's a great point. Beyond the specs and the price tag, think about you, your life, your habits. How often will you actually use the thing?
Right, like if it's a pain to set up, are you really going to do it every day?
Exactly. And where are you using it? Are you looking for something portable or something more, stationary, like a dedicated spot in your house?
Those are good questions. And I bet the experience is different depending on the brand, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How easy is it to use? Is it actually comfortable to lie on? What's it made of? Those things add up. Reading reviews from people who actually own these mats, that's gold.
Real-life feedback can't beat that. So as we wrap up this PEMF deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all this?
This is just the beginning. We've covered a lot, but there's always more to learn. Use this as your starting point. Keep researching, keep asking questions, and you'll find the PEMF mat that really helps you meet your goals.
It's about taking charge of your health, right? And sometimes that means taking a deep dive of your own. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of PEMF mats. And remember, knowledge is power.